Well, good morning and welcome once again to Ed's Orchids, and I thought we'll just have a little quick video here on Phragmipediums. Now, as you all know, Phragmipediums come from the New World in places such as Mexico, down to the north of South America and even down into Peru. Now, most of them are terrestrial, growing on the moss covered earth, and they are also epiphytic, like the caudatums, which means that they grow on trees and they don't anchor themselves to the ground or anything like that. They grow in almost anything. Some are grown particularly in water, where they grow totally submerged, and some even grow in clay. These plants can bloom at any time of the year for long periods. In fact, I had a Richterii, if you remember, which I gave away or sold, that stayed in flower for almost 18 months. And I got so sick and fed up of looking at the flowers on that one that I got rid of it. They are beautiful, sort of greenish, magenta-ish coloured blooms on them, which were really nice. But it was a good plant. I'd had it a long time. I'd had many divisions of it, and I thought it was time to slightly go away from Phragmipediums and start getting other things. Now, like the Asian slippers, which are mainly Phragmipediums, they don't. The Phragmipediums don't exist in Asia, nor do they, or very, very few of them, Asian slippers, grow in the New World. Now, they like a bright light, and if grown indoors, you've got to try to give them a little morning sun and shaded afternoons. That's the sort of temperatures, light levels they like. Temperatures in the intermediate zones, but they will adapt to temperatures in the high 20s for quite long periods. Now, I like to keep these Phragmipediums feet wet during the warmer months and almost to let them dry out in the cooler months. But you should always make sure that the water you give them is either rain or RO water, because in nature their roots grow in water which is fairly pure. They go by the sides of streams and they shove the roots out into the water. They do the same where they virtually get wet through in the waterfalls and those places, but they do like the wetness. So make sure that when you water, the media doesn't stay wet and it's not holding any stagnant water. So change the water every couple of days. Now, I like to pot mine in a medium-sized bark with some perlite, which if you change the water quite regularly, there's no need to flush. Rock wool is widely used, but this media will hold fertiliser, and these should be flushed more often. And as I've said many times before, I feed mine on fish blood and bone with quite a bit of success with them. I put just a teaspoonful of the stuff sprinkled on top of the media twice per year. I think it was generally May and November I do it. The only problem I've ever had with these plants over the last 2 years has been fungus, but thankfully I've managed to get that out of the way, but it has left quite a lot of damage which will take time to grow out completely. So the few plants I show you might have some damage, but you'll know what it's all about. Spider mite and mealybugs, I think, are the main enemies of frags, but these are easily killed off with many commercial or homemade remedies. Now, I've not much more to say about these handsome plants, So we'll just have a quick look at a few which I've got left after selling some of the more mature plants. Now you must always remember to keep the roots of these type of orchids cool, because they don't like the roots to be warm, unlike the slipper orchids of Asia, which like their roots to be warm. Anyhow, we'll just have a look at a few plants and we'll just see what they're like. Well, this one here is a Phragmipedium Living Fire, which has been crossed with the Cavacii, and it's doing quite nicely. It's putting up new growth there. It's got one or two sheaths I need to take off, but on the whole this is doing quite well. Hasn't flowered yet, but I'm hoping this year it will, because it's quite big enough to flower. But having said that, over the last 2 years the flowering of these have done quite badly, and I'm trying to figure out why. Now this is one of 3 which I've got of Fritz Schomburg, about a half-grown plant now and doing quite nicely. This is also a Cavacii hybrid with Bessie. So they're very, very nice. Beautiful red flowers on them. Another one here, which is a Phragmipedium grande. It's a caudatum crossed with longifolium. And I've also got this plant crossed back to caudatum, which gives very, very long petals. And that hasn't flowered yet. Then we've got this plant, if you remember, wasn't doing very well, so I put it in a jar with an air stone in, and it seems to be doing okay. The signs, you won't be able to see them I don't think there, that roots are going to grow, and if I turn it round you might just be able to see a new growth starting, and looks like some new roots are going to come out. Don't know whether you can see that or not, but you'll just have to trust me that I'm telling you the truth. I put this in ordinary tap water for some reason, but it doesn't seem to be doing too badly off it. And this is, I don't know, I think it might be a grande, because I used to have a lot of those, but this is not doing so bad. And I'll show you this again in another month, and then we'll come to the last one. And this too hasn't bloomed yet, but it's put that new leaf up in the last 5-6 weeks. And this is a Phragmipedium Yelva Myri, and I've looked on the web and these are selling for quite a lot of money now. Anyhow, that's all I've got to show you. It's a quick video. I'm in a bit of a hurry because I've got to get changed and nip out. So thanks very much for watching. Thanks to my subscribers. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Bye.